I mean, how do you say to your best friend at, 16, I'm going through menopause the same time as my mum? Like, it's a question it's very, not in a way, I was embarrassed. I was very embarrassed and I didn't know how to talk to someone about it.
Well, I mean, it's like when you said about, you weren't getting the same urges. I mean, I suppose you weren't getting that surge of estrogen that, as I always describe menopause, it's puberty in
I
reverse.
find that a lot of the time when you go to your GP, it does get brushed off as other symptoms, other causes for the symptoms. And I think generally something that I did, which I wouldn't do again now, is if you speak to one doctor, don't think it's now, exactly their opinion. Definitely question it. It's okay to question the doctor. If you feel like they've completely misheard you and rejected your symptoms and brushed it off as, right, if you do this one change, that will make it better. I personally do take an antidepressant because I do suffer with depression still, and that is a part of my vitamin D deficiency. And also, I find with my attention deficit disorder that my moods do go up and down. So for me, it is needed. But I find that a lot of the time people do get prescribed antidepressant. I hear it so many times. It's not the answer. It doesn't solve the problem. It doesn't matter what dosage you get given. It, Also, the amount of hormones that you do get given, definitely question it. If it's not enough, say, and it can be the opposite. It can be too much.
Definitely.
I found that with the spray, I was only having one spray on my arm, and it wasn't enough. And now I actually have. I do 2 sprays as a normal, and if I feel like there's a dip, I'll put 3 on, and that's the normal amount that I get told, oh no, it's fine, it's fine. And I went, no, I don't get periods at all. And, it wasn't till about 18 I actually openly started telling people about what had happened. And, you get that sort of shock and, oh, I'm so sad for you. But then also there's that realization that I can't have children, that this happens. And I find that more people are now wanting to understand it because it's definitely a taboo subject, especially for younger girls like me who were experiencing it. My emotions was definitely heightened because of the menopause. Because I know at 20 I wasn't on the right medication then, so I was still getting all the symptoms. I had hot flashes, I kept sweating, I got that really annoying, it could be slightly cold outside, so you put on your coat, you walk somewhere, and then when you get to your destination, you're absolutely sweating buckets. You're sweating from your forehead, you're dripping, sweat dripping down you, like through your eyebrows, like you just run like BK. And I don't know how many times as a young I had to run to the toilets and use the hair dryer or the hand dryer to get rid of stains because I had sweated through my deodorant just walking to class or to work. So it's very extreme symptoms that I did have. I think only when you realise how extreme it can be, that's when you have sympathy for other people. But symptoms of it, even, the random ones, I feel like that still isn't as commonly known. Because of that, I blamed it on illness, I blamed it on myself for being, just being awkward and an idiot in some cases. When actually, I'm just so used to it and I don't know what's normal for a normal woman. I thought it was normal when actually it's a symptom that no one told me was a part of menopause. And even to this day, I have to Google to the NHS, is this a symptom of menopause? They're like, yes, it is. This happens to 1 in 100. And I'm like, oh, okay.
And I mean, even like the NHS website, sometimes if you Google, it says like 34 symptoms or something ridiculous. There's over 100 because we've got estrogen receptors in everything, and so virtually everything can be affected. It's amazing, some of the symptoms, even things like, your taste buds changing, which obviously you wouldn't know if you're at such a young age because our taste buds do change as we evolve, or, sometimes it can be difficulty swallowing or burning tongue or metallic taste in your mouth. And these all, all gum issues, and these are all, just symptoms around the mouth. There's lots of other weird and wonderful symptoms that we don't think of. So like you say, if you don't even know what going through? How are you supposed to know what symptoms that, you know? And as I would always say to any woman, you know, get symptoms checked to rule out other causes. But you know, it must, you know, so tough. What advice would you give other sort of young women facing sort of similar diagnosis of early menopause?